We're going to start the main meeting now. So thank you all for coming to the Suburban Chicago Apple Users Group main meeting. And today I'm going to be talking about some of the technologies that are already built into your computer, your iPad, your iPhone, and even your Apple Watch. And they have different terminologies for these technologies, but I'm going to lump them into all one called continuity. And I'm taking advantages of one of these capabilities right now. And I've got my iPhone on a tripod right here on the table, and it's using continuity camera. So instead of using the little camera that's at the top of my laptop to view myself, it's using my iPhone on the tripod here. And the reason I've got the iPhone on a tripod is I'm going to show you some things and spin the camera around to show you these things. So that's why I've chosen to use the iPhone camera right now, so that I can hopefully demonstrate a couple of things here. But one of the things I've been talking about a few times at Christmas and maybe at the last meeting was a device called Edge Pro. Little magnetic devices. And I was trying to show this to Jerry. And what these little things do is they got magnetic pads on a little hinged metal bracket. And they give you metal pads that you can glue on the back of your computer and your iPad that will allow you to now connect devices to each other with magnets. Now, the glue that they use to put on your computer and stuff can easily be removed, so it doesn't damage your laptop screen or the back of your not your screen, but the back of the screen or the back of your iPad. It can be easily removed and there's no damage. But let me see, I'm going to manipulate the camera here and hopefully show you the back of my laptop. There it is. You see the two pads I've glued to the back of my laptop screen. And then on the back of my iPad, I have a couple of pads glued on there too. So I have a 14-inch iMac Pro, and this is a very old 12.9-inch iPad Pro. This is what, 8 or 9 years old now already. But what I wanted to do, like when I was in Africa, I wanted to have some additional screen real estate to be able to do photo editing and stuff on the go. So you can take these pads and you just magnetically stick them onto the back of your iPad. And I've got two of them here. And just go ahead and just stick them on there. Should center it. And now I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see me do this, hopefully. I'm going to take the iPad with the two magnetic strips and stick them on the back of my computer. So now the magnets are holding the iPad directly onto the edge of the laptop. And I can get more screen real estate out of it that way. Turn on the iPad and get my Touch ID going. There we go. Get to home. All right. So right now you can see I have just the normal iPad screen alongside, but I'm going to show you a capability that Apple gives us to use both screens at the same time. But meanwhile, let me go back to Zoom here and share a screen. So Apple's continuity, let's see here. View. Document only. There we go. Come on. turn off this editing side. Don't know how to do that again. Well, at any rate, I know this is difficult for you to see, but I'm actually using it for my own purposes to do this presentation. But I'm going to put this document up onto our into the folder for our presentations on the website. And again, in the documents folders for presentations. But I'm just going to use this for my presentation purposes. So right now I'm using Continuity Camera, which is extremely easy to set up. All you need to do is turn on Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on both the computer and your phone. And you don't have to be, the phone does not have to be wired to the computer. You'll just tell it, it'll just start using your phone as a camera automatically. And if you look at your computer screen, if you've got a built-in camera on your computer screen, normally that little island with the camera in it will have a little green dot to show that the camera on the computer screen is operational. But in this case, it's not there. At the top of my screen here, you don't see a green dot. We can move this a little closer. I'm hand holding this, so right at the top, there's no green dot showing that that camera is working. So that's Continuity Camera. What's nice about it is that you can do stuff like what I'm doing right now. I've got it on a tripod. If I wanted to show somebody, you know, something that I'm working on in front of me, I can actually, you know, show them, you know, that I'm doing something here. Here's my mouse, or this is how I bake the bread. I'm mixing, you know, the flour and stuff in. So you can use the camera both in FaceTime and Zoom and other things just by on your phone, just by using Continuity Camera. So the second thing I wanted to show off is called Handoff. And what Handoff is it allows you to open up an app in the app switcher. And let's say I'm on my iPhone and I'm in a, I'll come over here. Whoop, I accidentally showed you another capability. This is called well, this is, what is it called? What does Apple call it? I don't think they have a name for it other than universal control. So right now I've got my mouse, it's on my computer screen, but I want to control something on my iPad. So universal control, I just take my mouse and move it to the right side of my computer screen, and I keep moving it, and all of a sudden the mouse is on my iPad right now. I don't know if you can see it, it's a little green dot. I'm dragging it around, but it's my computer mouse on my iPad screen. And I can click on Apple Notes here and get that started. And open up Apple Notes, all using my mouse. And if I go up and create a new note, start a new note, click on that. I got a blank note. I get my keyboard, my electronic keyboard showing at the bottom, but I don't need to use it because I've got my regular keyboard and I can type from either the computer keyboard. In this case, I brought out my my regular keyboard from my computer, and that's connected to my laptop, but now it's also connected to my iPad, and I'm typing on this keyboard on my iPad. I could also just use the keyboard, of course, from my laptop to type, but I'm just typing here. And so it makes it easier if you're working on your iPad in a application that you have to do a bunch of typing, and you don't own an expensive iPad keyboard that's connected to the iPad, or you don't have it with you, you can use the keyboard from your computer using a function called universal control. And to use this, again, all you need to do is have your iPad and your computer Bluetooth and Wi-Fi turned on, and you need to be signed into the same iCloud account, which normally we all would be. We're not all going to be using multiple iCloud accounts and stuff like that. So as long as you're signed into the same iCloud account, universal control will work. Some of the other advantages to universal control is that I can grab something on my computer or my iPad and drag it to the other device. So I can grab a photo on my iPad, drag it onto my computer and drop it, and it will copy it from the iPad over to the computer. I don't need to transfer it onto a little stick or something. I don't need to turn on and use Airport and move it that way. I can just easily just drag and drop it over. I can drag and drop a document between the two screens. You can also use another functionality, another technology. Apple calls it Continuity Clipboard. So I can go onto the iPad and I can drag over something and copy it, Command C, or on the iPad with your finger, hold your finger on it and wait till it comes up and hit copy. So here I copy it. Then I go over on my computer and let's say I open up Apple Notes here, start a new note. Come on, just start a new note. No, there it is. Okay, start a new note and Command V, paste it. So we might often find ourselves doing something on an iPad that, let's say there's a web address and we want to open up that web address on Safari on our computer. You don't have to go and try to retype that web address as you're looking at your iPad and reading that web address and try to type it in on your computer Safari. Just go up and copy it on the iPad, go over to your Mac and paste it. The same works with your iPhone. So you can see there's a lot of, makes this much easier to use multiple devices at the same time and allow you to move stuff back and forth. The other thing that's I was talking about was handoff. And with handoff, let's say I'm in on the iPad and I'm in Safari and I'm in a website and I want to share this over to, I want to open up this website on the iPhone, on the computer, I'm sorry. You can do that. I don't know if on my demonstration here, but you can do that very easily. Go over to the computer.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes.
We're just seeing your piece of paper. We're not seeing what you're doing.
Oh no. Okay. Let me close, or let me move it. Well, it's going to be hard to see it because it's so small, me filming it with the camera. But what you would get with Safari with handoff is you're going to get an image, your Safari icon that has a little corner of it that looks different. It's got a little corner icon within an icon. And that's showing you that there's a handoff that you can receive from another device, whether it's your iPhone or the iPad. And if you click on that, it's going to open up whatever you were looking at on your iPad in Safari. It's now going to open it up in Safari on your computer. So it's handing off that connection to the computer. And vice versa, you can go from the computer to the iPad. And it doesn't only work in Safari, it works in most of Apple's software, such as Keynote, Pages, and Numbers. And it also works in some third-party apps will work with handoff. So it's just another technology that's very easy to use and allows you to use your devices together. And again, so we have the continuity camera, which I'm using right now. And I'm going to turn it around so we're looking at me again. There's handoff that allows you to move application or use of applications from one device to another. So if I have a Pages document open on my iPad and I want to continue editing on my computer, I just will hand it off from the iPad to the computer. And then open up that, just click on it with that little different icon down in the lower Pages icon. There'll be a little bit of a little tiny icon, addition to the icon. You click on that and it'll open up Pages and it'll open up that app, that file that you had opened on your iPad.
How close together do the iPad and the computer have to be? If we don't have that little edge device, can they be a couple of feet away?
They have to be within Wi-Fi and Bluetooth distance.
So that's 30 feet, okay.
Well, it depends on your surroundings, of course. Sometimes if you have a lot of electronics going on and a lot of metal and stuff interfering with the signal, your Bluetooth might be as short as 10 feet. But, you know, if my computers are up and around the corner and I want to share something from my iPad, you know, it could be up to 30 feet with Bluetooth distances, depending on the signal interference in your area. But it could be as low as 10 feet. But that's still, you know, on your desktop, on your desk, I should say, not your desktop, but on your desk at home, your iPad might be sitting over there, or your iPhone's over there, and your computer's here. You're certainly within 10 feet. Does that answer your question, Susan?
Yes.
Okay. So sometimes it's tricky to do typing and move your finger around on an iPad screen. And that's where universal control comes in. And again, you just need to have your computer up and running with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi going, and you're on the same iCloud network, which again, most of us will only be on one iCloud account. And now you can use your keyboard and your mouse or your trackpad from your computer on your iPhone screen. And again, to do that, you're just taking your cursor. Well, here, let me show you. I'm going to share screen. And you go up to system settings on your computer.
You've just turned off your screen sharing.
I turned off my screen sharing. Now this is getting complicated with the continuity camera and stuff. Okay, back to screen sharing. On my system settings. Let's see if I can get the system settings to show up. Yeah, here we go. System settings. I had to get out there for a second. So there's my system settings. And let's see where we have to go again for desktop. I'm trying to figure out where we go again for universal control. I had it written down here. Let's see. I'll have to figure that out again. I'm going to have it, it's going to be shown in this document on how you set up universal control. There's just a one click in your system settings to turn on that capability. And I'm sorry, at the moment.
Can Siri find it for you? Can Siri find it for you?
She might be able to. Hey Siri, how do I find universal control in system settings?
Sorry, I can't help you.
Oh, she's playing it on my other device over here. I've forgotten where it is now. Desktop and dock, it might be in there somewhere. I'll put it in the it'll be listed in these document that I show these different devices. I'm going to continue to work on that, and then I'll put it up into the documents folder on our website. And I will send out a form notice to everybody to where to find it. I'm gonna stop share, so we should go back to me, I believe. What are you seeing right now? Seeing
All
my,
of the different people.
oh, okay, so we're showing Zoom. Why not my camera? This is just complicated for the presentation purposes here, so I'm not too sure why we're not seeing my face. This is a Zoom complication that you won't have to worry about. But let me go back and open up Pages. So another thing is a functionality called import from iPhone. So if you have photos that you've taken with your iPhone, or let's say you're doing something like building a PDF document on your computer, and you want to insert a photo from your iPhone that's on your iPhone.
We're not seeing any. We're not seeing any of this.
Okay, let me see what I can do here with.
In fact, the picture we see of you, your lips aren't moving, so it seems to be a fixed picture.
Yeah, Zoom can't handle this kind of stuff too much when you move from one device to another. So I'm going to stop video and start video again. Let's see if that helps. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of
You're live again.
live, but it's kind of bouncy, huh? Okay. Let's talk about you're working on your computer and you're doing something on your computer, such as building a PDF document. And now you want to insert into that PDF document a picture that's on your iPhone. Now you can go on your iPhone and go into the iPhoto, or the photo application, find that photo, and then share it over to your Mac, and then find it on your Mac, and then import it into the PDF. That's one way to do things. But if you use the preview application, so I'm going to open up preview on the Mac, and let's see if I can go to share that, preview, share. So now we should be seeing my preview application. And if we go up under the menu for preview, I don't know if you can see the menu system here for preview. Probably not, because I'm not showing the whole screen, because then it won't be showing that the pull down menu. Let me go to the whole desktop. And now we're going to see a whole bunch of mess, but I'm going to take the preview app and make it much bigger. So we're not seeing all that stuff in the background. All right, so here's the preview app. And I could be in preview and come down here to the drop-down menu under File and go to the function called Import from iPhone or iPad. And you can see here, hopefully you can see this drop-down menu. Can you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, you see here when I go to that import from iPhone or iPad, I get a pull over menu there that says take photo, scan documents, and that's from my iPhone at the top here. And then at the bottom, it's looking at my iPad. It says take photo or scan documents. So I can come up here and say take photo, and it's going to use my camera to take a photo. And you can't, I won't be able to show you this, but on the phone at that point, it comes up with a dialog box that says that the computer wants to take a photo using my phone. And all I do is just take the photo or scan the document. And it'll automatically.
Can you import a photo you've already taken?
Yes. You can do that also. you can, and I don't know why I can't do it right here. It's not allowing me to do that. Take a photo. It could be because of the complexity of my setup here that I'm not able to do that. But no, yes, you can go right into your photo library and select a photo and bring it over. So that's I won't be able to demonstrate that, but you can do that. And Zoom is having trouble. Stop video. Start video. There I am. Okay. I'm back. So that's another functionality that works with Apple's continuity capabilities. I'm going to open up that Pages document so I can follow what I'm teaching. So that's import from iPhone. And another thing I wanted to talk about, for those folks who have an Apple Watch, you can use your Apple Watch to unlock your Mac. So if you have your Mac set up for security purposes to lock when you're not using it, you walk away from it for a little while and it locks up, and you come back into the room and you want to use the computer again. Instead of having to go and unlock the Mac with your password, as long as you have your watch on and you've set it up to unlock your Mac, as soon as you walk near your Mac, your watch will unlock it. Anybody using that functionality right now? I know a bunch of us have Apple Watches, and we might have Apple computers, laptops or desktops, and that functionality is there. To set this feature up, you need to go into the system settings, login password on your Mac, and say enable your Apple Watch to unlock your Mac. And that's all you need to do. And from that point on, if you have your Apple Watch on and you've unlocked it initially when you put it on your arm, anytime you walk in front of your Mac, if your Mac is locked up and looking for a password, it's going to unlock your Mac. Another thing that hopefully everybody is using is to automatically forward messages from your phone or your watch or your iPad to your computer. So that's using Apple Messages and setting it up so that you have it turned on in iCloud. Messages needs to be turned on in iCloud in order for all these different devices to connect cleanly. So there might be some of you out there that are using your phone and typing out an iMessage and then going on your computer and opening up iMessage on your computer, and you don't see that message that you sent from your phone. It's not in messages on your computer. And vice versa. I type up a message on my computer, send it out to somebody. I go to the phone, open up messages, and it's not there. That connection is not there. That's because you need to turn on messages in your iCloud account. And then it will share between your devices and keep your messages list of sent messages or received messages synced between your different devices, your iPhone, your iPad, and your computer, and your Apple Watch. I'm sorry, your Apple Watch also. So it's more convenient because let's say I sent a message from my iPhone, and now my iPhone's sitting on the desk, and I want to reply to that same message from my computer. If the message is not there, I'm going to have to pick up my iPhone to do another reply to that message I sent out to somebody. So instead of doing that, just sync all your devices using iCloud and messages. So now messages will sync between all your Apple devices, not between an Android or a Dell computer. It has to be an Apple device. All of these technologies are built into Apple's operating systems only, not on Windows.
Jeff, excuse me. Do you
Yes.
know when that has started? What operating system started what you're talking about?
Oh, that had to be probably 2 or 3 years ago, Pete.
Okay, thanks.
So it's been around, this connectivity between messages has been around for quite a while, at least 3 or 4 years. So most of us probably have devices and the proper versions of the operating system already to be able to make most of these different technologies that I'm talking about work. Okay, are there any other questions about Apple connectivity technologies?
I had a question. How do you turn on that feature with the when you walk using your watch, when you walk by your laptop, it'll
Okay.
turn on.
Let me share a screen with the system settings on my computer. So I'm going to share from share my system settings screen. So in system settings, you need to go under I've forgotten now where it is again. I did write it in here. Hold on a second. I'll tell you. Pages. So on your computer, you can go to system settings and you can go to login and password. And you can turn it on. So back in my system settings, let me get to my system settings again. And we're going to find login and password. In this case, with the newer operating system, it's called Touch ID and password. That screen. And right down here at the bottom, Apple Watch. So my watch, all you doing at Jeff's Apple Watch, can we see that on everybody there?
Yes.
All you do is just turn this on or off. That's all
Okay,
there is.
great. Thank you.
Yeah, very simple. That's just part of your login and password to unlock your computer. So I'm just turning on the capability for my Apple Watch, and you can tell it which watch. So if you have, if you and your wife or your kids are sharing the same computer and everybody has an Apple Watch, you can have it. You'll see multiple watches show up here, as long as they're within Bluetooth and Wi-Fi range. They'll show up here and you can turn them on and off. So you can have multiple watches have the capability to unlock your computer.
Great. Thank you.
Welcome. Does everybody understand? I know I kind of went through these and me presenting them over Zoom from home using my iPhone as a continuity camera. It's a little bit difficult for me to show these technologies off, but that's why I'm going to take and fill out this document more completely on how do you use these different technologies. And I will put this document up into our documents folder so that you can open, just go and retrieve that document and read through it and learn a little bit better how to use it. But you could see that the continuity technologies that Apple has provides a lot of usability, makes working with different devices more usable. To be able to use your iPhone for a better camera, or to use it to be able to film stuff that you're working on in front of you. If I want to show down here and show that I'm working on taking my mouse apart, I can do that using continuity camera, live on Zoom or FaceTime. You got some folks that don't have a home video camera, but you have an iPhone and you want to film a little movie. you can go and start up iMovie on your computer and take a live movie with iMovie. Just start recording, but switch it to continuity camera and use your iPhone as your camera to film into iMovie, a live movie. So the kids are, and then broadcast it live or broadcast it live through FaceTime. So you might have having a Christmas party or a birthday party, better yet, a birthday party, and the little guy's about ready to blow out the cameras, and you want to share it with other family members that live in Florida, California. You want to share it live. So start FaceTime with everybody, turn on continuity camera, and use your phone to film the little guy, little girl blowing out the cameras, and they can see it live. So that's using continuity camera. Otherwise, you're taking your, I mean, you can certainly use your iPhone and go straight to FaceTime and do it that way. But I'm just trying to use these as examples of why you want to use continuity camera. The camera on your phone might be much better than the camera on your computer. So you use continuity camera. Or you're trying to show somebody out on the internet, Zoom, FaceTime, what you're doing in front of you. You can angle your phone down to show what they're doing. I'm adding an egg and some flour and some sugar. I'm mixing it up and going to make a cake. Handoff, allowing you to use the applications across devices and bring that application over. I'm working on Safari on my iPad. I got a site open. My iPad battery died. Now I want to open it up on my computer. Well, you look at Safari down at the bottom. We'll have that little symbol on it. You click on it, and it'll open up that website right to that page you were on the iPad. Universal control. You have an iPad, but you don't have one of Apple's keyboards for it, and you use the electronic keyboard all the time to do your typing. It's kind of slow. Use the keyboard from your Mac, either the one built into your laptop or, a regular Apple keyboard, and use universal control to work. Use your keyboard and your mouse or your trackpad on your iPad. Take your computer and use your iPad as an additional screen and an additional monitor to your laptop, let's say. I was in a bus driving around Africa, and I'm trying to edit photos on the little 14-inch screen, and I wanted some more screen real estate, so I snapped on the iPad on my Apple screen using those the Edge Pro devices, and now I got two monitors, and I can move the cursor from one screen to the other and drag windows from the Mac onto the iPad screen as if it was just an extra monitor, and do work over there and come back to the Mac screen, do some more work, and go back to the other screen, the iPad, and do work there. Or use continuity clipboard and copy something from the iPad and paste it into the Mac. I might have working in Apple Notes on the iPad, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff typed in it, and I want to bring it into Pages on the Mac. Just copy it in Notes, come over to the Mac, paste it. These capabilities add a lot. I mean, a lot of us have multiple devices here, so we can use them in conjunction with each other. Okay. Again, it was a little difficult for me to show that, but that's why I'm going to develop this document, make it available. But it's actually quite easy to use and set up. Just make sure you're on your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on devices are up and running, and you're using the same iCloud account on your different devices. And then most of these technologies were almost set up without doing anything else. You'll be able to have your iPad over there and your Mac over here, and take your mouse and move it to the edge of the screen, and you'll see all of a sudden it'll move over onto your iPad. And speaking of that, let me go to stop share, go to system settings and share that. When you're to see where your iPad is off of which edge of your screen, left or right, you can do that by going to your displays. And you can see here in displays, hopefully you can see this right now. You see my system settings? Somebody just answer yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You see here, I got Jeffrey's Mac Pro at the top here. That's the built-in display. And on the side, it says Jeff Shivey's iPad. Now, if I want, when I'm working on my computer, if I want if my iPad is physically on my desk on my left side, and so I want to set this up so that when I move my cursor on my mouse, on my computer screen, when I move my mouse cursor, I want to move it off the left side of the computer screen and go onto the iPad. Right? So right now I've got my iPad, it's on the right side of my computer screen. So that's why I have it over here. But if my iPad is actually over on the left side of my computer screen, it's more convenient to set this up so that when you move the cursor from your computer screen to the iPad, it knows that the iPad is over here. So you actually have to use system settings to tell it that. So we go to arrange. I'm going to just click the arrange button. It brings in the arrange displays. I'm going to grab my iPad screen and drag it over to the left side and say done. Now on my computer screen, when I move the cursor to the left side of the screen, it's going to move over to my iPad, right? That's positioned on the left side of the computer. You can also, with the arrange button, I think you can do this. I think you can put it on top. Oh, no, yes, you can. You can put it below, not on top, apparently. You can put it below. So if you have the iPad, let's say you got your laptop in front of you, and you put the iPad on the desk in front of your laptop, right in front of you, so it's below, physically kind of below the computer screen, you could put the iPad screen down there so that when I move my cursor from my laptop screen or my computer screen down off the bottom of that screen, it'll move on to the iPad screen. Everybody understand that? That's just how you do an arrangement. So you come to your displays in system settings, and here it knows that my iPad is active, and just go to arrange and tell it where your iPad is at. On the left side, the right side, below it. You just tell it where it's at. Now you might have other monitors also hooked up to your computer, so you might show a second or a third monitor hooked up to your computer. If I was in the other room, I would see, and I had this hooked up to my normal setup. I've got two 27-inch monitors to the left of my MacBook Pro, and my iPad is to the right of my MacBook Pro. So in essence, I have 4 screens up on my little MacBook Pro that I'm using. 2 27-inch screens, the MacBook Pro screen, and my 12.9-inch screen for my iPad. I've got 4 screens up, and I'm using all of them at the same time. You don't have to, of course. Most people wouldn't have that many screens, but you might be out and about, and you got both your laptop and your iPad. So why not use them both and get some extra screen real estate?